Welcome, my name is Talia, and I'm a holistic nutritionist here with Family Life Goals. So you can see there's a lot of ingredients going on right over here, and I'm making two amazing things that go perfectly together. This little meal snack side dish that I'm making is entirely gluten-free, it's entirely dairy-free, and it is entirely paleo friendly. So if you are following a paleo program or a paleo way of eating, then this is a recipe that I know you're gonna love. And same thing if you're just focusing on being healthy and you're doing a detox or you're just trying to eat clean, this is going to be so satisfying for you with all of the health benefits and no guilt. Not that there should ever be any guilt. That's how I live my life. So I'm going to be making today sweet potato, crunchy, oven-baked fries. Now, I'm sure you've had sweet potato fries before. Like, I'm almost positive everyone has had sweet potato fries before. This is not your average sweet potato fry. This is a souped up, crispy, crunchy, breaded sweet potato fry without any wheat, without any gluten, and filled with protein and healthy fats. And then, to dip in the sweet potato fries, because we all need a good dipping sauce, right? I'm gonna be making a homemade mayo using avocado oil and adding a ton of fresh, flavorful ingredients to it. So if you've never made mayo before, have you ever made mayo before? Say yes in the comments now if you've ever made it at home before. Because it can seem really daunting and intimidating, but I'm gonna show you, it literally takes 5 minutes, and it's such a pro move, and you'll never have to buy store-bought mayo again. And when you make it on your own and you use good quality oils and good quality ingredients, it's actually a very healthy ingredient in moderation that you can use and condiment. I'm gonna get started now, and I'm going to show you how I cut sweet potatoes to make French fries. So first, I'm just gonna get rid of the outer edges here, like so. And then what I like to do when I'm cutting it into fries is I'll usually think of, okay, how big is the sweet potato? Am I gonna cut it into thirds or am I gonna cut it in half to make the best, most even shaped French fry shapes and sizes? Whenever, and looking at this one, I'm just gonna say that it's not that long, so I'm gonna cut it in half because it looks like it'll be good fry lengths. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it in half. Now, whenever you're roasting anything in the oven, don't you just hate when some of it gets brown and burnt and then other parts are uncooked? The trick to getting everything to cook evenly is cutting your pieces into the most similar sizes possible. So that is the trick to having things cook evenly at the same time. I'm gonna take this half and I'm gonna cut it into slices. So see, I'm gonna cut it crosswise this way. Once again, I'm going to try to get the slices as even as I possibly can. Now, you'll see, look at these pieces that I have, that I've cut into these little slabs. They're all even in shape and size. I'm going to take a slab, and now I'm just going to slice it into a fry shape crosswise. So I'm just going to slice it. Now, why are sweet potatoes healthier than regular French fries? You may be wondering. Sweet potatoes are really, really high in fiber, which helps them, and especially you'll notice I'm leaving the peel on. The skin, especially if it's organic, is full of fiber and will help balance out your blood sugar as you are eating them. So if you're worried about not wanting to spike your blood sugar, and insulin issues and all of those things, then the more fiber that you consume, the better it will be for your blood sugar. So sweet potatoes are infinitely better than white potatoes for balancing out your blood sugar. They're also, as you can see, orange. And where does this orange pigment come from? From beta-carotene and carotenoids. And beta-carotene is an antioxidant that helps to give orange and red fruits and vegetables that orange-red pigment. And that is an amazing antioxidant that's so good for inflammation and so many aspects of our health. So these are rich in so many more nutrients than a white potato would have. And honestly, I think they taste so much better. That's just my opinion. Okay, next step, so I have my fries. Observe the French fries. I'm doing half for now just to show you how to do it. Have them out on my board. Next comes the breading station. If you've ever done a traditional breading for a chicken finger or something like that, you've probably done this before. But this is not a traditional way of doing it because I'm using very, very healthy alternative ingredients. So the first one here is flour. And normally you'd use all-purpose flour for this, which is wheat and gluten, full of wheat and gluten. I instead am using coconut flour. And coconut flour is literally the pulp of coconuts that they dry and they grind down into a flour-like texture that has zero gluten in it, zero wheat in it. Then the next step here is the egg station. So I'm just gonna crack this egg. Yep, just like that. And I like to add a little bit of salt and pepper as well, so I'm gonna add a little pinch of salt. Grinding. Always use freshly ground black pepper. It adds so much more flavor. Take a fork, whisk it. You might need a couple of eggs if you're doing a lot of sweet potato fries. Just know that. Okay, last station. This is where you would do your breadcrumbs. And this is what gives it that crunchy coating that makes it crispy and crunchy, but breadcrumbs are full of wheat and gluten and they're made out of bread. So instead, I am using almond meal, also known as almond flour. This is an amazing coating that you can do instead of breadcrumbs in a lot of different recipes that I've experimented with, and I found that it's worked really, really well. And to this almond meal, I'm gonna add some smoked paprika for that smoky, amazing flavor. I'm gonna add some chopped fresh rosemary leaves, and I'm gonna add some fresh thyme. So I like to just take the thyme leaf like this, and then I go up to the top and I just pull the leaves down like that, and then I just sprinkle them in. I'm having flashbacks from when I worked in a restaurant kitchen in New York years ago, and one of my main jobs as the intern there was to pick thyme leaves. And honestly, it took me hours, and I would kind of cry and feel really bad for myself in this basement kitchen picking thyme leaves and thinking there has to be a faster way to do this. But there isn't really. It takes a long time. All right, so now I'm gonna show you, we're gonna get breading. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna show you how easy this is. So, set this aside. I'm gonna take my fries. I'm gonna show you how to do one at a time, even though when I do this normally I have like 10 in here and it gets kind of messy, but that's a part of it. Dip it in the coconut flour, and you can just gently toss it around with your hands. And this is like not a heavy coating. This is just to absorb any liquid and moisture on whatever you're breading so that the egg wash and the rest of the ingredients stick to it. So it's nice and evenly coated. You can tap off the excess and then into the egg wash. And now I've done some experimenting and I found that a slotted spoon like this works really well, especially when you're doing a bunch of them, to get them all out. So I'm just gonna mix it up and make sure it's all evenly coated, get it out in my slotted spoon, because next it's gonna get breaded. But instead of the bread, we're gonna do the almond flour. In it goes, and now for this stage, don't mix it around with your fingers. You don't want them to get dirty. Instead, just gently toss it in the bowl so it naturally and easily gets coated. This is definitely a secret move. This is the most mess-free way of doing it. I started off doing it the messiest ways possible, and I had to learn the hard way. Then you take it and get your baking sheet. So you have your sheet tray, which has a parchment, piece of clean parchment paper on top, and you're just gonna take it and you're gonna place it on top, right? So I'm just laying it out. So you would just repeat all of those steps non-stop until this whole parchment tray is entirely full, and then they're ready to go in the oven. You're gonna preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and they're gonna cook for 50 minutes. That's 50. and just rotate the pan once in between. And that's it. That's it. Sweet potato fries, breaded, crusted, done. So I'm gonna slide in my mayo ingredients. Yeah. In mayo, there generally are eggs. Now, obviously this is not a vegan recipe, so I'm just gonna say right now, if you are vegan, I would just eliminate the eggs and just add more oil to emulsify, and just make sure you're blending it really, really well to make sure it's perfectly emulsified and the oil doesn't separate. So simply omit the eggs if you are vegan. But I'm gonna take the eggs and I'm gonna do one egg. Can you see this, Tim? This thing? Like here? Okay, just making sure you guys can see. One full egg. Amazing. And then I'm gonna do one egg yolk. So I'm just gonna separate the yolk from the whites. So to do that, you just crack it open. Oh my gosh, this is the tiniest, cutest little egg yolk. And I just go back and forth. There are a bunch of ways you can separate the yolk from the whites, but this is probably the easiest way. You just kind of pass it on. Oh yeah, did you see that white? Come on. Pass it along a couple of times until the white is gone, and just adding the yolk. You can totally, of course, save the egg whites to add to your eggs in the morning, or anything you like to use egg whites for, but we don't need it for this recipe. And then flavor, it's flavor time. Garlic. I'm gonna take my microplane and I'm going to microplane. Oh, it's upside down. I'm gonna microplane this garlic. Have you guys ever done this before? Do you have a microplane at home? A microplane is this fine, very fine, very sharp grater like this. And honestly, it's probably one of my top 3 kitchen tools that I use most often. I love using this for garlic. I love using this for zesting citrus, which you're gonna see me do in just 1 second. I love using it for nutmeg, like whole nutmeg. There's so many things you can do with it. So if you're looking for an amazing kitchen tool that you don't already have, I really recommend getting a microplane. Okay, garlic's going in. Dijon mustard, flavor, creaminess, a nice acidity, a little crunch. Dijon is always a really good addition to any mayo that you're making. And then lemon zest. So to do this, I'm just going to gently go around the lemon. This is how I like to do it, like in my hand, because I find I get the most zest off of the lemon. But like zesting a lemon or any other citrus is the easiest, healthiest way to add a whole huge burst of such fresh flavor into whatever you're cooking. So the zest of the lemons and the citrus is what has all of the oils in it. And the oils are, you know, if you think about essential oils and all that, it's the most pure form of the flavor of whatever you're using. So the zest is like pure lemon flavor. It's almost like flavoring, but it's all natural and it's just from the zest. It smells so citrusy and fresh and makes me feel like it's summertime. So we have all these ingredients and I'm gonna blitz. It's not that loud. Just to mix. Okay. Done. Now comes the professional part. This is when we emulsify, and emulsify means I'm going to add my avocado oil here, pure avocado oil, to the mixture as I'm blending. So if you're using a regular blender, do it off the top of the lid as the blender is running. And this is going to start, you're gonna see this is pure oil right now, avocado oil, but it's gonna get thick and creamy and it's gonna turn into a mayo-like consistency if it's emulsified properly. So I'm gonna do it slowly. You'll see. Just drizzling that in while I blend. Okay, keep blending. Add a little more. I can't wait for you to see what this looks like. Okay, make sure that's combined. It is. I don't know if you can see that it's actually getting thicker now, and it's becoming harder to blend, which is good. That's what we want. And last but not least, hold on, I'm actually just gonna get my little spatula because I don't want to miss any of it. Okay, so this avocado oil actually has almost no flavor. So it's very, very mild and it will not impact the flavor of your mayo at all. Last blend. Okay. It's a little thick, sorry if that noise is bad. Then, like, can you see this? It's so thick. Is that not amazing? Okay, now I'm gonna add the flavor. So, smoked paprika, smoky, full of life. Makes you feel like it's a barbecue, but it's not, or it could be. Bam! That's going in. You want smokiness without having to actually create any smoke? Smoked paprika is gonna be your new best friend. Sea salt, bam. And then of course, lemon juice. So I'm just gonna squeeze some of this lemon into this little bowl. And I like to put my hand underneath so I collect all the seeds. Don't worry, I wash them. And then I'm gonna pour this in, and then all of our flavoring is there too, which is going to make this taste so good. Let's start with half a lemon. And you know what? I actually am going to blend it for one more second. Okay, blend it. Ooh. Just to combine. Perfect. Done. Get this out. Okay, now you'll see it's turned like a light salmon color from the smoked paprika. It is honestly, I can't wait to show you how creamy this is. It is like, look at this texture. It's the most perfect mayo, and it'll firm up even more if you put it in the fridge for a couple of hours to chill. I'm gonna taste this. Oh my God. It's as good as last time, guys. We shot another video of this recipe, and everyone on the team here was like, this is the best one you've done yet. This aioli is amazing. It's so good. It is so full of flavor. All right, so I have my little lemon juice bowl here, and I'm just gonna pour it in. Look at that. Yeah, I know. Aioli, I mean mayo, it's mayo. It's done. Now, at this point while you're cooking, your sweet potato fries may be done, depending on how long it takes you to make your mayo. So, I'm going to just clear the area a little bit. So, I've got my dipping sauce. I think I'm almost ready for my fries. I'm gonna grab my cutting board. And what I'm gonna do before I grab the fries is I'm gonna take some fresh chives. Have you ever cooked with fresh chives before? It's a beautiful herb. It's a part of the onion family, so if you don't like onions, then stay away, Grandma. You would not like these chives. But if you do like the onion family, this is just a really subtle, lightly fragrant form of the onion flavor without being too pungent or too strong, and it also adds a nice burst of green, bright green color. So I'm just gonna finely chop these chives. I think they're the perfect topping to go on top of the sweet potato fries. And then I hope you're getting excited because I'm about to pull the sweet potato fries out of the oven, and you're gonna see how good they look. And we're gonna show you how we dip. Okay, so I have gorgeous green, bright, spring-like fresh chives. Da, da, da. Oh my God! Here they are! We just so happen to have a batch ready to go in the oven. Very professional. Okay, so get a load of these. I know. So these are crunchy and they've crisped up so nicely. I'm gonna take some and I'm gonna put them on this serving platter, like so. And then sprinkle with the chives. Look at that. So beautiful. It's all about the green herbs at the end of anything that you make. Really gives it a very elevated feel without much effort, which is always nice. And then of course, lest we forget, this beautiful avocado oil, chipotle or smoked paprika rather, lemony garlic mayo. So I'm just gonna, and oh my goodness. It's so good. We all ate these earlier and we were dying because the flavor, especially with the mayo, is perfect. So that's about it. I hope you learned something, and I hope maybe this gives you a little bit more inspiration as to what you'll make for dinner tonight or next week. Thanks again. Have an amazing day. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much.